And welcome back to the Iowa Grand Fleet Gaming channel. This is our third round. It's a Sakazuki mirror match, so we'll probably be here for a while. Let's see how it goes. It's a 7 to a 5, it looks like. So it looks like Nick on left gets to pick who goes first and who goes second. Let's see what he picks. Well, they're shuffling up, doing a little bit of commentary to one another. I'll just do some vamping here. This is probably one of the longest mirror matches we'll see. Going through editing all the videos, the Bello Betty games are obviously the fastest, whereas the Sakazuki games always seem to take just at least a little bit. So, well, I guess it depends on who Sakazuki's versing. But I remember TOing for this day, and every Sakazuki match definitely took a while. All right, so they've decided, and Nick Davis is going second, so the Sakazuki player on the right goes first, lays out his one Don. Probably thinking, what could he play for one? Oh, Mancherry. That's, okay, interesting. Lays it out for future plays. Not a bad play, honestly. I'm not smart enough to think like a Sakazuki player, so I don't see all of them. Oh, man, the brand new getting at least one Ice Age out, but the other one going to the graveyard. Setting up for future minusing shenanigans. Uses leader ability to discard and draw. I think that's a Hina that he's discarded. Sorry about the glare, everyone. It's hard to see sometimes. I know. We'll try to remedy that in the future. Alright. Nick Davis passes, and it's on to the right player's turn. Lays out his Tudon. Doing some thinking. That's the thing about Sakazuki. He's got to do a lot of thinking on math and future plays. Alright. Right player. Gonna start with a simple swing. I don't know if he's really going to bother with the minus ability. Don't think he really cares. Nick Davis will take that. Pay 3 for a... Oh, Kobe. Doesn't really actually matter, but has to discard one card from hand. Discards the secret rare Kaido to KO a 3 or lower, I believe. And there goes brand new. And he passes. So Nick Davis has no board right now, whereas the right player has a Kobe and a Mancherry on board. That's the thing with Sakazuki, is you want to try to keep their board as low as you can while making sure yours is big enough. So Nick Davis pays 2 for another brand new, does some searching again, see what he gets. He's going to take the Blaze Hound. Hound Blaze, sorry. All these new cards, and I'm still not quite used to it. Takes that to hand. Let's see what he does with it. Fanning out that big hand, seeing what all's there. He's got quite the hand for a turn 3 Sakazuki, so see what he does with it. Oh, sorry, I guess it's really only turn 2. So he puts 2 Dawn on, swings 7 while giving minus to Kobe. The right player will take that. No trigger. And then he will pass turn. Right player is standing everything, lays out his 2 Dawn. Well, Nick Davis goes digging for some dice, I'm assuming, to get ready for counters and minusing and shenanigans. Alright. Sakazuki is a very interesting interesting leader. He's one that takes a lot of planning and a lot of thinking that it's not my style. I'm more of a green player than the control aspect, but not so much the blue-black player of minusing and planning everything out. So right player swings 5. I'm guessing giving one to the only one he can, but I don't know if it'll really matter yet. It looks like he's gonna pay 3. He's been fumbling with 3 Dawn. Oh, maybe he was fumbling with 4. Attaches 1 Dawn to Kobe, swings for 5k at leader. It's interesting. I don't see a huge amount of people play Kobe, but in all honesty, it's not the worst play I've ever seen. Could be played off of Rebecca and still kill something. The only downside is trashing that card from hand sucks. Nick Davis took, and then the right player plays 4-cost Kuzan, draws a card, and passes turn back to Nick Davis. Alright. I like the Kobe. I think Kobe has some room, but I don't know if it's necessarily a staple in this deck yet, but we'll see. Meteor Volcano. He's giving -2 to the 4-cost Kuzan. He knows he cannot let that stay on board, otherwise it'll just wreak havoc on everything. I'm guessing it's going to be a Houndblaze. Yep, Houndblaze. Bottom decking that 4-cost Kuzan and giving +3 to his own brand new. Well, there's 2 potential swingers here now. But where's he going to swing? Oh, leader ability. Trash a card, draw a card. Nick Davis is looking through the graveyard, seeing what he's already put in there. Okay. Finally settled with looking through there. Going back to hand, which the sizes are very similar, honestly. It's funny how much graveyard recursion art is in the blue-black, and in all honesty, how much it gets in the next set. Nick Davis swings 5 into the 4K Kobe, and that'll do it. He'll swing, I believe that's 6. I think brand new's a 3K. I'm sorry on that one. And he will give a 2K. Yep. He'll play 3 for a blocker Barto. Also a 2K. And pass turn. Alright. Well, they're still playing low cost, low power creatures. Or characters, sorry. Got magic on the brain. Right player's turn. Still got the Man Cherry out. Haven't used it. Haven't done anything with it yet. See if it's gonna do anything this game. Little bit more thinking. Like I said, these mirror matches, they took a long time at our locals on this day. It was funny because whenever there was still 2 matches left, it was always the blue-black players. But while they're doing some thinking, I'll do some time to talk. We are still a relatively new channel, obviously, but we are people from Cedar Rapids, Iowa that just like the game and enjoy playing competitively. We've had a couple people go to regionals and stuff. We've actually had someone win 1 treasure cup around here. We just enjoy the game and it's fun and the competitiveness of it all. Oh, right player -2s to Bardo with the Meteor event that I am now spacing on. Pays 4 for the Rob Lucci to KO both of them. That's what you want to see on a Sakazuki play. Just getting most value out of everything you can. He's going to put a Kuzan and it looks like a Meteor Volcano back at the bottom of the deck. And going to, it still has Tudon up. Don't really know what he's going to do with the Tudon. Oh, he's going to use the Man Cherry. Yep, pay 1. Bring the Kobe back to hand. Okay. Man Cherry's finally doing something. Nick Davis has a check. I don't think he runs Man Cherry in his deck. Swing 6. Nothing to give -2. Nick Davis gives 2K and passes turn. Anyways, yeah, like I was saying, we have someone who's won a treasure cup at our locals, and he's the Whitebeard player from our first round of these videos. He loves himself some Whitebeard. But because of how good he is, he's definitely caused a lot of us to get better and better at the game as well. So, you know what they say, iron sharpens iron, and it's been getting crazy at our locals. A little bit more thinking, like I said. This is a bit of a longer one, I know, so we'll see how long it is in post. But these two are very good players. I believe they were Yu-Gi-Oh players actually, before coming on over to our One Piece locals. Nick Davis trashes a card, draws a card. He's gonna look through the graveyard, see what all's in there. He's got one heck of a graveyard comparatively to the right player. I know I was talking with him, and the way he likes to play is that he doesn't really mind going down on life just because he's gonna hide behind blockers. And you know, when you're playing against anything that isn't red, that's not a bad idea. Okay, scooping up some cards, playing Borsellino. Yep, Bottom decking the Rob Lucci. Going to swing 6K. Or, sorry, he's attaching a Dawn first, and then going to be swinging 6K into the Mancherry. Really doesn't want that to stick around. I don't blame him. If left unchecked, that Mancherry could probably get wildly good value out of recursion from the graveyard. Alright, passes turn. Back over to the right player. But we all around here have fun and play the game just for the sake of competitiveness and fun. Actually, one of our players, Phil from Phil Plays TCG, is here, but he unfortunately hurt his back and so wasn't able to get into the camera. So hopefully we can change that. Hopefully on the next locals he'll be able to get in there and is feeling better. I know I was talking to him and he said his back was just killing him, so we'll see. Right player uses Sakazuki effect to trash one, draw one. Looks like he trashed the ulti. Now we're getting into the realm of a lot of big plays. Meteor Volcano on the Borsalino. Yep. Suru to another -2 on the Borsalino. Paying 2. Oh, 3 for Kobe again. Gonna trash one. Trash one KO the Borsalino. Trashing a Sabo. Interesting. Sabo's always one that I feel that in this matchup specifically is just so good. The ability to make everything unkillable, especially against a deck that is just about killing. But I guess it also has the blue aspect of, what's it called? Bottom decking. So, alright. He's going to Rebecca, play out the Bardo, rested, obviously, as Nick Davis corrected for him. Swing 5, Nick Davis will give him a 2K, and then pass turn. Alright. They keep bouncing back on who's got even something of a board. This matchup is interesting because it is very funny on how you can go from 4 cards on the board to 0 cards on board, and then the next turn you go from the 0 to 4 back to 0. The question here is, does Nick Davis swing into the Bardo and then basically just give him a free block with the block? He does. Interesting. While giving -1 to the Kobe. Okay. He knows he needs to assess the threat value of that Kobe. He's paying 1 to Mancherry himself. Okay, he does know Mancherry. And then use it to bring back the Rob Lucci. Okay. Paying another 1, probably for... Oh, nope, sorry. Yep. KOing the Kobe and the Subaru. Putting 3 cards at the bottom of deck. And then paying the 4 finally. Oh, sorry. I've definitely just misread all that. Paid 4 for the Borsalino. Okay. So now he's got an unkillable blocker and a Rob Lucci and a Mancherry versus the right player's Lonely Rebecca. These two know each other, and so they're definitely doing some smack talk, trying to get in each other's head. But yeah, the whole reason we're doing this is our local scene has definitely grown, and the Iowa One Piece card game scene has definitely been getting better and better. Right player trashes the Sabo to draw a card with the Sakazuki effect. But we have just good players, so I thought, you know, why not record, do some of that? Oh, plays out the Navy HQ to give -1 to something. I hope he didn't say Borsalino. Okay. Gives -2 to the... Oh, he did give -2 to the Borsalino. Oh, no. Don't tell me he's going to do it. Swing 7. Gives another -1 to the Rob Lucci. Oh, no. Wait, did I walk over at this point? I think when we were recording this and this was happening, I think I was watching from behind Nick Davis's point of view. Let's see. Does he block? Does he take? What's he do? He takes. Interesting. He knows because, oh, the right player messed up. He forgot about the Borsellino's effect. And this is where it happens. He removes the Rob Lucci, doesn't tell him, or forgets to tell him. And then the right player you hate to see that happen, but you know, the more you play, the more cards you see, the more likely that won't happen again. As long as he takes that knowledge and goes forward growing with it, he'll only be better for it in the end. But he gets the threat of Rob Lucci out on board with a Rebecca blocker and a Tashigi rested versus a Borsellino blocker and a Mancherry. These matchups are always so much fun to watch just because I never know exactly how it's going to go down. Looking at it, it looks like Nick Davis on the left is not doing so hot, but like I told you earlier, Nick Davis told me he's not really afraid to go down to one life just because he hides behind blockers, and he knows that. He utilizes that and goes forward with his plan. Doing some digging, looking what he's already discarded, what's he got in hand, how to get rid of that Rob Lucci, I'm guessing. He's got to start getting some hits in on life. I'm relatively certain, though, that the hand size of the right player is definitely smaller than Nick Davis's on left. I call the right player because I know his TCG name is ugly, and I just don't feel okay with saying that. So I'm going to keep calling him right player for now. If you're watching, we'll figure that out at our next locals. So Nick Davis goes back to the graveyard, sees what's in there, what's potentially in life and potentially left in his deck for him to find. Checking out the Mancherry effect. Always gotta make sure you know. Doesn't want another goof on the Borsellino try to KO with effect. Swings 5K with the Sakazuki leader, giving -1 to the Tashigi. Okay. He ugly takes. Nick Davis uses the Mancherry. Does some looking, seeing what Donnie's got left. It's gonna put a Borsellino and a Kaido back at the bottom of the deck. Meanwhile, still looking back at a hand, seeing okay. He's gonna play another Mancherry. Okay, gonna do that same old song and dance. Put some stuff at the bottom of his deck. Took the Rob Lucci to hand, putting a Meteor Volcano and Ice Age back at the bottom. Okay. Still got quite the amount of Don to work with. He's playing. Was that 2? 3. -4 to the Rob Lucci by hard casting a Hina. Okay. And then Rob Lucci to kill this Tashigi and other Rob Lucci. Fair enough. And in one turn, Nick Davis has gone from 1-2 things on board to a full 5. Life is 1 for Nick Davis and 2 for Ugly. See how this goes down. He still has that Rebecca chilling on board, though. You know, hasn't been hit by a stray Rob Lucci or anything yet, so maybe it'll save him in the end. Looks like Ugly's only got 2 cards in hand, so his resources are getting thinned. Where Nick Davis seems to be sitting with a healthy 4 or 5, it looks like. See what we can do here. He's going to use the stage to give -1 to Hina. Okay. So Hina's now 2 cost. He's going to swing 8. But where is the real question? 8K, giving -1 to the Rob Lucci again. Okay. So Rob Lucci's at 3, Hina's at 2. How does Nick Davis want to respond? Does he block? Because even if he does, he's still got to give 2 cards. Ugly's put him in a predicament here. Checking to see what he's already put in trash. He's thinking about it. That Borsellino's been on board for quite a while. Would be nice for him to save Nick Davis from taking that last life. You feel comfortable being at 1, but you don't want to go down to 0. Meanwhile, yep. It's tough. Nick Davis is a very methodical thinker. So he blocks and gives the 3K to keep him alive. Okay. I think he knows he's got to keep him up. He needs something. And as of right now, Ugly has nothing else that can swing into it. So he's pretty safe to make sure Borsellino stays on board. What with black and blue not having the greatest of rushers. I don't think Ugly was expecting him to do that. I think he was expecting him to get 3 things off board this turn. But Nick Davis, ever the one to keep people on their toes, blocks and counters. I think that was the right move in my honest opinion, just because I do think making sure you have a board presence, especially one that can't be KO'd by effects, it's too good in this mirror match. It feels that the ones that keep the unkillable ones is what makes it easier on them. Alright, some more thinking. Planning out what he's got left. He'll play the Sabo, okay. Well, nothing's getting killed by effects now, but can still be bottom decked. So, let's see if that's relevant or not. Ugly's sitting behind 2 blockers. Nick Davis has 1 blocker, but quite the board. Ugly was unable to clear the Nick Davis's board. We'll see how that affects him on the next turn. Draw 2, trash 2 for the Sabo effect. Looks like he trashed a brand new, and I couldn't quite see what the other one was. And he passes turn. Nick Davis draws for turn and restands everything. Is this where Nick Davis swings in for game? Ugly has 2 life, 1 or 2 cards in hand, but he has 2 blockers, whereas Nick Davis has 4 potential swingers. Uses leader ability, trash a card, draw a card. Laying out, thinking. This is the thinking man's game, especially in the mirror. Mirror matches are always so delicate. You've got to do a lot of thinking. He's gonna put a brand new and something else on board or at bottom, and take another Bardo, the 2K blocker. Okay. Checking out Ugly's discard. Ugly's getting his head, it looks like. These two were shit talking each other so much. It was so funny just walking by, listening, trying to get in each other's head. He's gonna pay 1 for a Suru. Interesting. Pay 2 to Houndblaze. Bottom deck is not KOing, therefore circumventing that. Well, Ugly's down to 1 blocker and 4 potential swings coming in. Nick Davis has to do the math here, plan it out correctly. Right now his leader's at 8K. He's got to make sure he plans this out. Swing 6. Interesting. Okay. Ugly takes. Nick Davis trying to plan out. Does he swing 7? Okay. I guess it's still the same math regardless. He swings 8. Sees how he takes. Ugly needs that to be a 2k out of life and had a 2k in hand. It doesn't look like it was. Takes the last life. Now this is the tough part. Nick Davis could just potentially all in. He still has 2 swingers though. He could still swing with Borsellino. So it's a tough call here. Does he play it safe? Saves Borsellino for next turn, or does he all in on Hina? He's debating. Swing 7. Okay. It's got to get that blocker out. Yep. Oh yeah, I definitely forgot that he even had the Sabo blocker. Nick Davis. 9k all in with Borsellino. Is that it? That's it. Good old fist pound to end it. All right, and the winner is Nick Davis. He'll move on to the finals and be in the next video. It's quite the video for the next one. All right, thanks again, guys. Like I said, this is the Iowa Grand Fleet Gaming channel. We are based out of Cedar Rapids. I'm Jimmy. We have a bunch of us here. Phil plays TCG, is also kind of a part of it, but you know, he's around. We've got Charlie, Zach, and then all of our local boys. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever, you know, all that YouTube stuff. But have a good day.